Hey, my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people. A pleasant Sunday morning to you. If you have not yet made Jesus Christ your personal Lord and Savior, please feel free to do so. He's the best being ever. Certainly, that would be the best test decision you could ever make. My beautiful Jamaican people and those abroad, I saw a very disturbing video. It's really sad to be very honest with you. So I saw 3 young men on a live, one doing the sort of AI, with the AI mimicking the voice, but the conversation I didn't like. So I'm going to paraphrase. I may not have everything correct right now, but I wanted to get the gist of it. So the young fellow who is playing the AI, apparently on the basis of what the other man in the video was saying, he says, you are 14, me consider you a big man and you can get gun S, you know what that is, because he was saying prior to that, like the part that I caught, you hear him coming in with, only a doctor can pronounce you dead, which is true. That is absolutely true. They leave it for the doctor to pronounce a man or a woman dead. All right. Because they will know. And I've had first-hand experience where somebody pronounced someone dead and the doctor came and realized the person was alive. So they leave it for the doctors to pronounce them dead. And, he said the guy rebutted, the young guy who is supposedly 14, rebutted and said, all when you're 9. It's something like, all when you're 9, if you violate me or something of the sort, gun S will reach you. And then the guy, one of the other gentlemen he was not speaking, but he was listening on the live. They were sitting on the outside. And, he asked him if he's from Westmoreland or one of those parishes, and paused a while the AI guy was doing his AI thingy. By the time a few seconds would have passed, you started to hear a lot of gunshots. Well, not a lot. You heard some gunshots, maybe 2 or 3. And then they flew up out of the chair, I guess trying to run away from the gunshots. And then you started to hear a lot of shots going off. And then when you look, I'm looking at on somebody else's post, Niah Gang or something of the sort was shot and killed while on his live. And it is a sad state of affair because it continued. The video with the young fellow who is supposedly 19 continued and said, from you hear the dogs barking, you know that something has happened. It's gunshots. He was somewhat nonchalant. People may think there is a coincidence or there is a link between, not necessarily, people. I don't think people understand the power of words. Say he may not be involved, he may or may not. We have to be careful that we don't label something on people and wreak havoc in their lives and create problem. We already just faced one. Can you imagine while you're on your TikTok live, your life has ended? Because prior to that, that same Niah Gang, I saw him doing a video saying, he has now left poverty. He's now embracing richness. I guess it's something that he was speaking because he's a TikToker. He says 2025 shall be a great year for him, and he didn't even exit 2024. He did not even exit 2024. And that fellow, he could be, sometimes men tend to have a very youthful look, so it's oftentimes hard to guess a man's age. Sometimes they look youthful, sometimes they look older than they truly are. Men, it's like effervescence. You can't tell the sort of, all over the place, multidimensional effect, that's what I mean when I say effervescent. And he could be late 20s, he could be mid 20s, he could be 30, he could be about that. I don't think he has passed in the 30s bracket. I doubt it very much. I doubt it strongly. But my beautiful, wonderful Jamaican people, these atrocities need to stop. I don't know what it is with the TikTokers, prior to that, World Dog was shot, although he wasn't in Jamaica. It was shortly after a party he was shot and could have lost his life. But because of the mercy and the grace of God, he's still alive today. Listen to me, Jamaican people. He said the bad living. I don't know anything about the guy, but we have to be we have to be careful of our associates. We have to be careful of some family members. We have to be careful of the friends. We have to be careful of the words we hurl, the threats we give. I'm just giving you all things. I have no clue about who the fellow is. I remember seeing him on live a few times. And I said, yes, he's overly tattooed and, bleached out in a sense, but the energy I got from him the few times that I've seen him on some popular TikTokers' lives, I said, with the right intervention, this guy can be a stalwart. He can be a really good man. I didn't get a bad vibe. I didn't get a very disrespectful. I didn't get a disconcerting feeling from him. I didn't get somebody who is, evil and sinister and hideous in their attitude. I didn't get that vibe. I got the vibe that, look here, I think he has a child, a daughter, if I can remember. And, he just wanted to be the best father he could be, in spite of the different challenges that he would have faced, in spite of where he lives or where he comes from, that he really wanted better for himself and for the lives of his family, and I suppose in particular his child. And I remember the TikTok encouraging him and asking people to support him so that he could, buy some stuff for his child and do whatever it is. And I said, with the right, in my mind I was saying that with the right intervention, this fellow can be a stalwart. Because I don't think a lot of you understand. The enemy hates women because he knows there is enmity. There is a permanent hate, a permanent breakaway between women and the devil. How does the devil get at women? By attacking men. And he will take you out. If you are not under the guise, the auspices, or the protection of God, he can take you out. Because there are legal rights that he has, my beautiful people, and that is why you have to be careful playing in the devil's kingdom with certain words that you utter. Because if you noticed the conversation, it talked about things like that. And that you're 14 and you look like a big man and you can get gun S. The other one says, 14 is like he said, that's a joke. When you're 9, you can get it. And there was something about it I didn't like. It's like it was a subliminal disrespect between the two. Even though one is playing the AI, maybe one felt a little disrespected, so he wanted to say, but look, kind of say, look here, man, what you're saying, please, I'm not afraid of what you're saying. I'm not even afraid of you. And the other one is almost the other one. The AI young guy was asking if he's kind of pushing badness. He says, no. I guess he was just speaking, the realities of what they live, where they live. The realities. I came across a post. I saw a woman talking not too long ago saying that, some kind of judiciary, the judiciary system wherever, is going to put a ban on TikTok January 19 in the United States. And I don't know, as much as I love TikTok, I think it is a platform that can be used for good. We have to weigh the pros and the cons and choose the lesser of the two evil. There are too many of these things that are happening. It is getting out of hand. Recently, somebody who is also on TikTok, I wouldn't say popular TikToker, that is not his mainstay, but producer, as I said, a known producer and whatever, and manager and all of that. And after a party, with some of these TikTokers and whatever social media influencers, a man was beaten up. The girlfriend got, a taste of the beaten up in a sense, not as bad as the man. And I'm saying to you that something is off. And the devil has found a way to incorporate himself in and within some of these TikTokers and what it is that they're promulgating. Guys, you have to be careful and make your calling and election sure, because that guy more than likely has died outside of Christ and his soul is damned, gone to hell, unfortunately. You have to know what you're about. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe and give one of those likes.